there are some prophecies that have been circulating around for years. They say that the last pope will make these 5 very important proclamations before his death. So let's look at them one by one. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to take a look at 5 things, or rather 5 prophecies that the last pope will do before he dies. There is a lot to unpack here, and there are some very shocking claims being made. So stay tuned, and let's jump into it right away. The first prophecy is that he will not die a natural death. This is probably the most popular prophecy surrounding the last pope. It's been discussed extensively online and even in some academic circles. The claim is that the last pope will not die from old age or illness, but rather will be killed in some sort of violent manner. Some believe that this prophecy may have already come true with the recent death of Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI. However, others argue that this prophecy still has yet to come to fruition. Supporters of this view point to the fact that Benedict died peacefully in his sleep at the age of 95, which they argue is not a violent death. Additionally, they argue that the Catholic Church has not yet elected a new pope since Benedict's resignation in 2013, meaning that he was not technically the last pope. However, this interpretation is not widely accepted, and most people believe that the last pope will meet a violent end. There are many different theories about how this prophecy may come true, but no one knows for sure. Some believe that the last pope will be assassinated, while others believe that he will be killed in a terrorist attack or some other type of mass casualty event. Only time will tell what will happen. The second prophecy is that he will not be succeeded by another pope. This prophecy is a bit more obscure than the first one, but it's just as interesting. Basically, it claims that when the current pope dies, there will not be another pope after him. Instead, the Catholic Church will either dissolve or elect a non-papal successor. Now I know what you're thinking. Didn't we already talk about this in the first prophecy? Well, yes, but this is a bit different. The first prophecy simply states that the last pope will die a violent death. This prophecy, however, claims that he will not be succeeded by another pope. Now again, this is not a widely held belief, but it's still an interesting one nonetheless. Some believe that the Catholic Church is dying and that there simply will not be enough interest in electing a new pope once the current one dies. Others believe that the Church will elect some sort of non-papal successor, such as a female pope or a pope from a different branch of the Catholic Church. Again, only time will tell what will happen. Now, this next one is where things get really interesting. The third prophecy is that he will resign. This prophecy is probably the most likely out of all of them. It simply states that the last pope will eventually resign due to old age or ill health. This is something that has already happened in the past. Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI resigned in 2013 due to health reasons. At the time, many people speculated that this could be the start of a trend, with more and more popes resigning in the future. However, the current pope, Pope Francis, has shown no signs of resigning yet. Still, this is probably the most likely scenario out of all of the prophecies. As popes get older and older, it's likely that at some point one of them will resign due to health concerns. Number 4, he will beatify his predecessor. This is a lesser-known prophecy that not many people talk about, but it's still an interesting one nonetheless. Essentially, it claims that the last pope will beatify his immediate predecessor. Now, for those who don't know, beatification is the final step before sainthood in the Catholic Church. It's basically the process of recognizing someone as a saint. This prophecy is especially interesting because it has already started to come true. Pope Francis recently beatified Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI, so this prophecy may already be coming to fruition. If this is true, then it would suggest that the last pope will be the current pope, Pope Francis. That's because the current pope would then become the immediate predecessor of the last pope. Of course, this is just speculation, and we won't know for sure until the current pope resigns or dies. But it's still an interesting possibility nonetheless. Finally, the fifth and perhaps most important prophecy is that he will be the last pope. This may seem obvious, but it's actually not. A lot of people believe that the Catholic Church will go on for many more years, even centuries. However, this prophecy claims that the current pope will be the last one. That means that there will not be another pope after him. Some believe that this is because the Catholic Church is dying and that there simply won't be enough interest in electing a new pope once the current one dies. Others believe that the Catholic Church will elect some sort of non-papal successor, such as a female pope or a pope from a different branch of the Catholic Church. Again, only time will tell what will happen. So those are the 5 important facts about the last pope's prophecy. There are some very interesting claims being made, and it'll be exciting to see how they all play out in the future. I think it is safe to say that the Catholic Church is at a very important crossroads right now. The next few years will be crucial for the future of the Church, and the decisions made by the current Pope, Pope Francis, will have a major impact on that future. If he does decide to resign, it will set off a chain reaction that will likely lead to major changes within the Church. The next Pope will likely be very different from Francis, both in terms of his views and policies. This could lead to a period of great change and upheaval within the Church. On the other hand, if Francis does not resign, then the Church will likely continue on its current path. This could mean more of the same from the papacy, or it could lead to stagnation and eventual decline. Only time will tell what the future holds for the Catholic Church. But one thing is for sure, the next few years will be crucial for the future of the Church. The decisions made by Pope Francis will have a ripple effect that will be felt for years to come. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to check out my other videos on the Catholic Church. I have a whole playlist of videos on the papacy and the future of the Church. You can find that playlist linked below. Thanks for watching.